What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I am finally sitting down and doing my July budget. I've got my laptop to my left. I'm ready to go. I know I'm uploading this a couple days already into the new month. Better late than never though. And this month I also decided to change things up a little bit rather than doing my normal monthly reset where I go through my goals and reflect on the previous month. This is strictly just a budget with me. Strictly business, strictly just talking about numbers here. None of the fluffy, like, these are my goals, my aspirations, none of that. Partly because I'm already late uploading this, and also because I want to do a big mid-year reset. Now that we're like halfway through the year, I want to sit down and just like reflect, goal set, check in on my yearly goals, and I just thought it'd be kind of redundant if I go through my monthly goals now and then also in that video. So stay tuned for that. That'll be up later this month. And yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna get straight into it. If you're new here, hi, hey, hello. My name is Ella. I am 25 years old. I recently got married, recently started a new job, so lots of fun little life changes around here. I've done a lot of wedding content recently, which is super exciting. I have my wedding playlist down below. Just uploaded our official wedding video, which is like the best. I've just been watching it on repeat for the last week straight. Like I can't stop. And yeah, I do a lot of vlogs and lifestyle content as well as some money and budgeting videos. If you guys are into that, definitely consider subscribing. We also just started building our first home as well. So we started paying for our mortgage, which I'll get into. And I just sat down last month and filmed a money diaries video. I sat here in this exact position and just like poured my heart out, basically just let loose. I talked about our new payday routine and like struggling with that and just feeling lost financially. I'm so glad that I sat down and filmed that video because not only did you guys really seem to enjoy it, but the amount of comments that I got on that video that were so insanely helpful. I'm just like ready. I'm feeling motivated. I'm feeling inspired. I feel like I have direction again. It's a good feeling. I think I needed that. I needed that few months of just like kind of going with the flow to avoid any kind of financial burnout, but I'm back. I have a vision. I have some long-term savings goals in mind, an idea of kind of what we want to do with our finances, especially with inflation and rising interest rates and all that fun stuff. I feel like now's the time to be smart and try and get ahead of it a little if we can. And yeah, I will talk you guys all through that in this video. But before I get into my July budget, let's start by reflecting on how we went for the month of June. I don't know why I said it like that. June, darling. Also, if you're wondering why the wardrobe is half open, I know it's kind of annoying, but if it wasn't, you would see the ring light and the finger marks on the mirror. So it will be staying there. So this past month was my first month at my new job, my first month of getting paid, which was fun. And I also got paid more than I was expecting, which is always nice. So my first paycheck was just 1 week's worth of pay. And because of that, I got taxless. So that was $975.69. These two paychecks were as per normal. And then my official fortnightly paycheck will be $1,710 every fortnight. So more than I was expecting, which is always nice. In terms of my YouTube earnings, I got paid almost $250 more than I anticipated, which is great. Almost $2,000 from YouTube and social media, which is actually incredible. I love that for us. And then the big one was Octopus Surveys. I made $790 on Octopus. Full disclosure, that majority, I would say like most of this is from my referral link. So I don't want this to be misleading. I didn't make $790 just doing surveys. A lot of this was from you guys signing up with my free referral link. So thank you guys so much. I'll have a link down below if anyone is looking to do some online surveys for a little extra money. I think I probably made, my goal was like $100. I think without looking, I probably made about 100 doing actual surveys, and then the rest was referral money. But that was amazing. So cool. So much better than I was expecting. So thank you guys so much. And then moving on to our savings, my goal was to save $4,000 this past month, which we did do. We actually saved a lot more, and then we made an extra payment on our mortgage, which I'll get into in a moment. We had a really good month savings wise. Obviously we made a little bit more than we were expecting. I didn't put any money aside for a future puppy because I wanted to make an extra payment on the mortgage, but yeah, we still saved $4,410 for the new house, which means we can update my savings tracker. And we have finished saving for our new house. Just so exciting. I've mentioned this before, but if you're new or you've never watched one of these videos, we've already bought our house. Well, we're building our house. We've bought the land. We're paying the mortgage on the land, and then we're building. So the construction loan is done in 6 installments. We've already paid for 1, and then we have another 5 to go, obviously. We do also have to pay the mortgage on the construction loan as we go, but it's only on the interest until it's complete. So we're kind of just like in a weird limbo right now. And this money, this 25 grand, is for like moving costs, new furniture, fridge, that kind of thing. I think 25,000 is probably too much. It's better to be safe than sorry, and I want to be able to enjoy our new house, and if we have like a good little buffer, we can just put it in an offset account. At the moment we don't have an offset, but we have decided to get one, so we can feel like we're still tackling our mortgage, but the money's accessible, so we can like chuck our emergency fund in there, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's the sitch on that. So we have saved the full $25,000 for the new house, which is exciting. We've got $5,000 in our emergency fund. I think going forward as well, we want to have a little bit extra in there, just with like being homeowners or soon to be. Are you like, what are you if you don't have a home? Like if you're building a home, you're not really a homeowner, a landowner. But yeah, we eventually want to bring that up, and we'll come back to this in a moment. Mortgage, we budgeted for $1,600 and we paid $2,694.93, very precise. So we contributed an extra $1,100 more than we budgeted for, but you know, halfway through the month my financial goals changed. We had a little awakening, I guess you could say, and yeah, just changed things up. Everything else was like pretty much normal. Petrol, oh my god, don't even get me started on petrol, guys. We budgeted for $200. I thought that was generous. $200. You know how much we spent? $322.53. It's actually, I don't even want to talk about it. Obviously it's essential, and it's like one of those things that you can't really avoid. Petrol prices are just insane right now. It was also a mix of Nick going back into the office. He was in the office every single day in the month of June, and his office is like 45 minutes away. So 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back. It's obviously going to chew through the petrol. That's not normal for him. And so yeah, that just kind of blew the petrol budget out a lot more than usual. This month he will be back to working from home, half and half. Metro card, I spent $50. DD, Uber, Ola, $48.75. Groceries, under $50. Again, I always get questions about this because $50 per month on groceries is so unreal. It's like, that's not normal. Any of my reset videos before April, you'll see how much we spent on groceries. I think it was about like $110, $120 per week. But we are currently living with my parents while we build our new house, and so we pay them money as like board money, which includes grocery expenses. So $32.90. Takeaway, we spent $145.94, so we went a little bit over. Eating out, we went a little bit over as well. We had a couple of dinners. Yeah, I mean, we had fun. We've been eating out, I would say, more than normal. I think living with my parents, not to like make them feel bad at all, but I think it's just natural that we like want to get out and just like spend some good quality time together. So yeah, that's fine. Coffee, I mean, it's almost double what we were budgeting for, but as I mentioned in my money diaries video, I'm just in a season of acceptance with our coffee spending. That's our one weakness, and right now it's a weakness that we can afford, so we're living our best lives. Spending money, we kept under budget. Social, we went under budget. Books, I budgeted $0. We spent $54.94. Usually for reading, I use my Kindle. And I got a very generous gift card for our wedding from my host family in Canada. And so I haven't been buying I've been buying books, but using that Amazon gift card. So I didn't budget any money for that, but then we ended up going to an independent bookstore and I wanted to buy a book to support them. And Nick bought one too. So we spent $54.94 on a physical copy of a book, and I'm okay with that. Alcohol, we spent $55.48. We went a little bit over. Gym, Nick's knee, all of that was like pretty normal. I haven't updated health insurance or car insurance, but that was $170 and $55. So all in all, I mean, you're seeing a little bit of red, but it's not that bad. I really thought it would be worse, to be honest. And like, this is a good kind of red. The mortgage, like we paid extra on our mortgage. How dare we? Yeah, all in all, it was like a pretty good month. I think we did good. Going into July, I'm feeling a lot more focused. I have a better understanding of like what we want to do, where we want to put our money, how much money we'll be making. Now I have an idea of like my consistent paycheck. I think Nick's paycheck will be going up a little bit. So I'm just going to stick with like what we normally do, but there may be a little extra money with that. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's go through and budgets for July, shall we? Okay, so I'll go ahead and start by changing this. So this will be 1710, 1710. I can remove this because I will just be getting 2 paychecks this month. My June rollover, I think we're sitting at like, hold on, I just updated my accounts, 110. So not much left over. YouTube earnings this month, a little bit less than May, but I'm also expecting a brand payment this month. So I'm gonna say 2,000. We're gonna stick with 2,000. And then Octopus Surveys, I'm gonna bring this up to 150 just with like referrals. I'm obviously expecting that to slow down. So that's all in terms of income. Okay, cool. I'm gonna bring all of this back to 0 as per usual. Okay, mortgage. At the moment, our minimum repayments, this is for principal and interest on the land, and then a small portion of interest only on the construction loan. It works out to be like $1,400, something like that. Maybe $1,500. Between $1,400 and $1,500 is what we're paying right now, but we obviously want to pay more. Half of our loan is fixed, so we can't really make any additional contributions without being penalized, so obviously we're not going to do that. The other part of our loan, the construction loan, is variable though, and we can make extra payments, so that is what we will be doing, especially with the way things are right now, and just like with the situation and circumstances that we're in a very fortunate position and we don't have a lot of expenses right now, so it just makes sense to just throw what we can at the mortgage and bring it down as much as possible. So I think our goal going forward is to put around $2,500 per month, which will actually work out to be, depending on how interest rates go, will be kind of similar to what we're expecting our complete mortgage repayment to be. It'll be around $2,500 per month. So, I mean, we may as well start paying now, right? And you know, some months we might decide to adjust it if we have a busier month where we want to spend more money, or if we're going on holiday, or we have something else that comes up that we want to put the money towards. But for right now, I think $2,500 per month would be ideal. We may also even increase it some months if we have a little bit extra cash, or, you know, as we start drawing down on our construction loan, we'll be paying more interest. So we might want to counteract that with some extra payments. But yeah, this is just where we're at right now. Utilities, we'll leave that as 0. Board, $1,200. Phone, subscription, storage unit, that's all normal. Petrol, I'm gonna put at $250. And see if we can stick to that. You know, it's something that is outside of our control, but if we can keep it to $250, that would be great. Metro card will leave at $80. Didi, Uber, and Ola. I'm gonna change this to rideshare because it's really annoying. Why did I write it like that? Like the most complicated way ever. We'll leave that at $50. Groceries, $50. Takeaway, we'll leave that at $130. Eating out, I'm gonna leave at $200 just to give us something to work towards. But as I mentioned, I think we are just naturally eating out a little bit more as like our way of spending time together and like doing something and just having like quality one-on-one time together. As much as I love my parents and I love living with them, we do also miss having our time together. So that's just what we've been doing, is going out and eating. It's also winter as well. I find in winter you just naturally, I don't know, eat more, right? Coffee, we're gonna put this up to 200 just to keep it realistic. I think $100 per person on coffee is fine. I think I'm okay with that. Spending money, I am going to leave at 800. Social will leave at 300. I'm trying to think what we have coming up this month. It is my mum's birthday, so I'm gonna add an extra category, mum's birthday. I will say like 150 for like a present, and we're going out for her birthday, so we'll leave that there, 150. Alcohol will leave at 50. Books, I'm gonna leave at 0. I don't plan on buying any more books other than on my Kindle with my Amazon gift card. But who knows? We'll leave it at 0. I don't think we have much going on in July, but I always say that and then we end up having the busiest month ever because things just like pop up. I'm gonna put social at 200 this month. 2,000? Absolutely not. 200, we'll do that. And then spending money, I honestly think we can bring this back to 700. Gives us 350 each for the month. I think that's probably more reasonable. Gym, Nick just recently signed up to Good Life. He got a really good deal though. I think it was like end of financial year, so there was a sale on, I think like a month free or something. So I actually don't even know how much this is. I could ask him, but that would take effort. I think he said it was like, I want to say $17, but I'm gonna say 18 just to be safe. And I am terrible at math, so I don't even know what 18 times 4 is. 18 times 4. 72. We'll go with 72. And we can always adjust. Nick's knee, we'll leave that at 0 because he hasn't been going to the physio. And I don't think we have any doctor's appointments or anything like that. So we'll leave that at 0. Health insurance, 170. Car insurance, 55. I think our car insurance is actually up for renewal next month, which will be interesting. Last year, what we're currently paying is with my staff discount. So I got like 40% off in my last job. Not anymore. So that'll be fun. Actually paying full price for insurance. That's like the one thing I miss. The only thing I miss. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it in terms of our general spending. So that leaves us with $3,727 left to budget. Okay, what are we gonna do here? I'm just gonna go ahead and update this savings tracker. So emergency fund will leave the goal amount at 5,000 eventually. I want to get that up, as I said, but it's okay for now. This one we finished saving for, so that's done. I feel weird like deleting it because I feel like I haven't like, did it even happen? Do you know what I mean? And I'm gonna go ahead and add car. So this is something I touched on in my money diaries video. We were kind of umming and ahhing between like, do we want to travel? Do we want to get a car? What do we want to, like, what's our next big financial goal? Nick and I sat down this past weekend and really just like fleshed it out, worked out what our goals are, what we want the next couple of years to look like, and kind of what's a priority for us. There's like 3 things that are important to us that we really want, and it was just kind of working out like what order of preference, like what's most important. So obviously getting a dog is a really big priority for us. It's something that we talked about from like the very beginning of our relationship, is like getting a dog. I can't wait till we get a dog one day. Obviously not like the beginning of our first date. Do you want to get a dog together? So we decided dog is number 1, which just sounds so silly, but dog is number 1. We want to set aside $5,000 for that. Number 2 was car. Just because the car we have right now, like, it's great, it's fine, it does the job, it gets us from A to B, but it is kind of on its last legs or its last wheels. We paid, I think, like $2,500, almost $3,000 6 months ago, because it had a lot of things that needed to be done, and I feel like if there's another one of those situations that comes up, it just wouldn't be worth putting that much money into the car. Like, it's just not worth it. So yeah, I think a new car is on the cards for us in the next 6 to 12 months. I think we have a pretty good idea of what we're after. But we're gonna go do some test driving and just, yeah, have a look, work it out, look at the different financial options. I know some people are really opposed to car loans, and I don't know, we're keeping our options open and seeing what makes the most sense. I think goal amount, like realistically, just to start off with, we'll say 15,000. And then we can always adjust. The car that we're looking at, I mean, it's more than 15,000 for sure. Maybe let's say, no, we're gonna go with 15,000 just so it feels in reach. If we do decide to finance, it's like a reasonable deposit. Yeah, cool. So that's that. And then the third thing is holiday, or travel, should I say, which would normally be number one because we love traveling. And I feel like in the last 2.5 years, we haven't been able to do that. But we did recently just go on our honeymoon. That was like a decent amount. And with me only just starting a new job, I don't have that much annual leave. And when we were thinking about it, like, yes, Europe would be great. Yes, going back to Canada would be great. Like, I want to so badly. Like 4 weeks in Greece, like, give it to me, love. But I only have so much annual leave, and if we do a big overseas trip, like, we want to do it right and spend a decent amount of time over there. So yeah, I guess in the next year, like, traveling is just not, or traveling far and doing a big trip is not really an option for us. Nick's also going back to uni part-time so he can become an admitted lawyer, so he'll be busy with that. And yeah, I think just with the new job, taking time off, I'm realistically, like, we're not going in the next year. So that's not to say we don't still want to travel and we don't still want to take a holiday and go somewhere, maybe even overseas, but not like a big Europe trip. So goal amount for travel, we'll just say 5,000 for that as well. That's 25,000 left to save. So yeah, that is where we are currently at in terms of our financial goals. And you know, this is subject to change. Things change, priorities change, life happens, life is very unpredictable. And sometimes once you start working towards something, you realize, like, this isn't for me, or I don't care enough to, like, save for this or work towards this. And there's always room to make those adjustments. But this is where we're currently at, what we're currently thinking. We've got our priorities straight. We know what we want. Number one is dog. Well, number one is like paying off the mortgage or making extra mortgage payments and trying to bring that down as much as possible. Number two is a dog. Number three is upgrading our car. And then number four is travel. That is that, which means we can go ahead. I guess we'll just like start putting money. I'm trying to think. It seems counterintuitive to save for 2 goals at the same time, but I feel like I'll be making more progress and it will just inspire me to keep going. Does that make sense? I found this worked a lot when we were saving for our house and the wedding at the same time. It's like, ooh, this little bit for the wedding, this little bit for the house, and it's like you can get excited and visualize both of them. Also with saving for a dog, like, we're not going to be getting a dog straight away. Like, we're not going to be moving into our house in the next few months. So I think it'd be wise to start saving for both. Let's do that just to give me peace of mind. And like, really at the end of the day, if our car broke down tomorrow and just completely stopped working, like, what are we gonna really spend our money on? Oh, sorry, I can't touch this $5,000 because it's for our dog. Like, we don't have a car, but no, sorry, I can't touch this money. I'm saving it for a dog. Okay, cool. Car. New car. Let's write new car because that sounds more exciting. Goal amount, we'll do like 1,500 each. I'll lose this was 727, and then I'm gonna put travel here as well. 727. Any money that we have left over at the end of the month, I want to set aside for travel. Even just taking a little weekend trip, it would be nice to have that money just kind of sitting there for a rainy day if inspiration strikes. And that, my friends, is an every dollar budget. That was fun. Hopefully this gave you the reassurance you needed if you watched my money diary video. I know I keep coming back to that, but if you watched that video and you saw me literally expose myself and like open up like I've never have before about our financial, not our financial situation, but just like my thought process and just like how I've been feeling. Hopefully this gave you the reassurance you needed to know that I'm like, okay, I found a path, I'm on it, I've implemented some things, some really good suggestions that you guys had. Thank you so much for all of your advice and just sweet and supportive comments. As always, if you did enjoy this budget with me, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out, and subscribe if you're not already. Also follow me over on my Instagram. I'm always posting on there, so if you want to keep up with me in my life, just at smileycitrus. I would also love to know what some of your financial goals are, whether they're short term or long term. I just always love to hear what you guys are working towards. Definitely stay tuned for my mid-year reset if you guys are into all of the goal setting. But I hope you guys enjoyed my July budget with me, and I'll see you very, very soon for another video. Bye guys.